Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. Scorm's Ghost here. Thank you for joining me again today. Today's going to be a much shorter video, and of course it includes a time-lapse. What you're going to see in the time-lapse is what you see right behind me in the background. We are detailing the outside of the main gate and working on that before we go inside and work on the courtyard. I do plan on doing a small dock area. I'm not sure if it's going to be on the opposite side of the fort of the bridge, like you have to cross the bridge to get to the dock, or whether there'll be an internal dock or something. I'll figure out something, of course. I also have a cool idea of doing another smaller tower with like a pulley system that would allow them to lift cargo up from ships without having to have an actual dock, as an idea, but that's just being brainstormed right now on what I'd like and what may look a little better as the coastline underwater is very steep. It would be hard to build an actual dock unless if it's made out of stone or something like that. But we'll see. While building, I do listen to a lot of Witcher music and ambient music from the Witcher games, and they do show like things around the cities and stuff that's in the game, and it does give me a little bit of ideas of different things I could do. So without saying anything else, let's hop in the time lapse, and I'll see you again in first person to show you around the progress that I've made for this video. And we are back from the time lapse. It's a lot shorter video than before, but one of the ideas, as I've mentioned before, is maybe putting some docks in on this side of the on this little bigger island here that connects over to Old Fort, or having it on the inside of the actual fort. Or a couple different ideas that I'm thinking of. Do you have any ideas? Or maybe even incorporating both, like a small dock area here, and then like as I said, a pulley system that may be from a tower or something, so then they can bring it directly into their storage area. I'm not sure what I want to do yet, but let's head on over the bridge and see what we've done in this episode. As you saw from the time lapse, I did these trees. What I did here was I used dark broadleaves and aspen leaves for the tree leaves, which I thought were very good choices. And let's hop back into, since we're on the Darwin Reforged server, we'll just go into this view here, so then we don't have to see chat or anything. So everyone on here is very nice, so I wouldn't want you guys to think that they're mean or anything, but this way you can just focus on the video without having to worry about chat. So yeah, I did some reworking of the layering that I originally done here. It's just basically an idea before of what I'd like to do for the terrain. But I changed it up since under the trees there wouldn't really be that much grass growing. It'd be mainly fallen leaves and like dirt and mud and everything like that. So over here we have a little seating area which someone could just sit here and relax underneath these two giant oak trees, and then someone else would come by and at night light this lantern up and to give it a little bit more of a to give it a little bit of lighting for the area. And maybe they'd somehow like start a little campfire or something maybe down in this area here. But yeah, detailed layered out the road a little bit so that it wasn't all like one like terrain level like this. So it like drops down a little bit. I always try to make the mud layers a little bit shallower because it's like in mud you'd sink into it, and it kind of gives me that feeling like you'd sink into it. So what this is basically ruined. As I mentioned in Old Fort, it's a ruined fort. It's no longer in use. The main fort now is in Wayrest. So this fort, since it's been ruined, it was basically taken over by the Empire Trading Company, and they use it as a place for storage, for dropping things off on the way between the two continents as a stopping point, as well as the original use that the Empire used when they were conquering into the second continent. And yeah, since it fell out of use and disrepair, like this might have been an old tower here, which would just fly around, and this could have been an old tower or something here, but they built a watchtower up on here to now keep watchtower, even though these trees are now blocking the way. But at one point the tower probably was pretty high up and they could see over the bridge and stuff, but since it's not really prone to be attacked, it's just more of a lookout for boats coming in or anything like that. Since this area is in the peaceful part of the world, there isn't really like any need for feeling like there's going to be anyone attacking this area. So even though it could happen, but it's still defensible to a point, but it's not really needed. So in this old tower, I textured around the ground to make it look like it was crumbling apart before they came in and made use of it for like a small, tiny storage area here. Just random buckets and barrels, crates, some coal and clay around. Things that they'd maybe getting from like the small old town over on the that I'm gonna build over here. I'm not sure if that's gonna be the name of it, but it's gonna be like the first village that was built here for like traders and stuff. And maybe they still, like, the villagers want to make a little extra money and sell their wares to the Empire Trading Company, and they drop it off here for, like, so then they can take it into their warehouses, but he hasn't yet made it inside the fort, so maybe this is just a dropping off area. I could have added more crates in here, but I just wanted to make it seem ruined. I thought maybe adding too much crates and clutter would make it seem like there wasn't as much, like, it wasn't as ruined as it is. So yeah, that's pretty much the video here. I just retextured this, added in layers over here, just made it look like it was a beach. It's not really going to be sandy that much here. It's going to be more pebbly, gravelly beach and stuff. So even though there's some sand, as you can see, underwater, but it's more of a gravelly, pebbly, muddy beach that would be hard for an army to drop off men and run up. So yeah, just the little plants around, just decorating this area. And then in the next episode, I do plan to come in here and detail this area before I get into building what's here. Just kind of doing it in sections, that way it builds itself up. And of course, this was just an idea when the island was smaller, but that's going to change. It's not going to stay layered like that. So, once again, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. That way you can see more videos from me. And until the next one, bye.